Hey yinz, I'm back, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I got to be in a movie with Seth Rogen. So let's get started. So just a little bit of background about how I was even put in this situation, I guess you could call it. So ever since I was little, my mom had me and my sister signed up for a bunch of different talent agencies, and she would always take us to casting calls and stuff like that just to get into modeling and acting and stuff like that. So it really wasn't out of the norm for my mom to tell me that they were filming and I needed to submit my portfolio photos to the casting thing, whatever. So I did that, and I completely forgot about it because this was 2 weeks ago when I was just back home visiting, and I honestly didn't expect anything to come out of it. And then I'm sitting at lunch one day and I get a call, and I look at the area code, and it's a Pittsburgh area code, so I know it's someone I probably know, somebody from home. So I answer it, and they tell me who they are, and I immediately jumped up from the table, went across the dining hall, and started writing down all the information she was giving me. So she was just telling me I was picked, and she was telling me the dates, the times, the location, what I need to bring, stuff like that. And I was just so overwhelmed that first thing I did when I hung up was I called my mom, because what do you guys do when something super cool happens? You freaking tell your mom, because so I called my mom, and I was just telling her everything, and I realized that it was on Halloween, which was Wednesday the 31st, and I had so much to do that day. Oh my gosh. I had a Bible exam, I had my Spanish class, I had my English class. I don't like to skip classes. I had chapel that day, so that means counts as one of my chapel skips, and there was just so much going on, and I knew I had the Midnight Madness that night, and I wanted to dress up with my group costume thing. We wanted to win best group costume. A lot going on that day, and my mom was like, and she just basically told me that this was something that was really important for me to do, something that I definitely need to risk rescheduling my Bible exam and getting extra days to study anyways, and missing my English class, my Spanish class. My mom was like,
excuse me, you've been taking Spanish for the past 7 years, you're fine. English, you speak it, you're fine.
So I realized that this was definitely something I really wanted to do, and it sounded like it was going to be really fun, really cool, great experience. So I decided I was going to do it, and I said, hey. So I go back to my room and I start stress packing. I'm like, okay, what could I possibly need for this? I'm they told me what my role would be. So I start picking out all these crazy different outfits, and I'm like, okay, so these are all my possible outfits for this. And I put them in a bag, but then I also have to pack all my makeup stuff, my hair stuff. I took some homework home, and I drove straight to my dad's house because my dad lives in the city, so I knew it was going to be a lot closer than if I stayed at my mom's, and I hadn't been to my dad's in a while. So I drove straight there, and I stayed there that night, and I didn't do any homework. I laid on the couch, and I was so stressed out because I knew I had a lot to do that I was missing on Wednesday or could potentially miss, and I was beyond stressed about it. And my dad just gave me this long talk and told me, you really need to just appreciate this is happening. You need to take everything one step at a time. And we had a long talk about how I really just needed to appreciate that I was even in this position in the first place to be able to do something like this, even if it was just an extra / background thing. I was honestly, it's really cool. So I went to sleep at 2 in the morning, which is probably not my best move, but I did it anyways. And I woke up at 6 in the morning the next day, and I had to shower, and then I had to straighten and curl my hair, which took me 45 minutes. I had to do my makeup, which took me 25 minutes. I had to pack my bag and make sure all my wardrobe was in there, everything I could need, my shoes. And then I packed up everything I needed to go back to school, because I was driving straight from set back to my school, because I really had to do my homework and really had to do everything that I didn't do the night before when I stayed up till 2 in the morning lying on my couch. And I knew I had to leave by at least 7:30 because I needed to be there at 8. And I know traffic in the city is terrible. But I left at 7:45 and I was like, okay, I have 15 minutes to get there. My GPS says it's 13 minutes away and I'm flying down the street and it's fine, and I hit the biggest traffic jam. I was stressed out. I called my mom. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm leaving Daddy's. It is so busy. There's cars everywhere. But by the glory of God, I got there at 8:01. And the shuttle was in the parking lot for the cast and crew. And I got on that shuttle. I was the last one on. And we took off and went. And your girl made it. So I finally get on set. And it is just so much to take in. Like, I was in complete shock. There are people shuffling back and forth. There's people yelling. There's people telling you to go here, and then somebody else is telling you to go there, and you don't know which way to go, and there is just so much happening. And I'm thinking to myself, this is insane. Like, there's just so much going on the whole time. It was very hectic, and I really didn't know what to do because I was so overwhelmed and I didn't know who to listen to. Like, somebody wanted me to stand here, but somebody else wanted me to stand here, but then the third person came in and told me to go back to the first. I was just so confused and I didn't know what to do, and I felt like I was one of the youngest people there, and I'm not really used to this whole like doing things on my own thing yet. And so I was like, usually I have my mom at things like this with me, and I didn't have my mom with me this time. I took myself, and it was just really different to like, I told myself I had to figure out how to do it on my own. I had to be a big girl, and I put my big girl pants on, and I figured it out, and it all worked out, so it was fine. After I got all checked in, I went over to wardrobe, and I laid out everything I had, and the stylist came over, and he picked out what he wanted me to wear for both things. For the first thing I was in, he gave me clothes to wear from his wardrobe because I didn't really have anything set for that, because I wasn't supposed to be dressed for that or in that scene at all, but they needed other people, so they just kind of threw me in at last minute. So I wore his clothes, and then for the scene I was actually like packed for and everything, picked that out, and I got ready, and we walked outside and we left, and it was actually not that cold, which was kind of great, because it's been like 50 degrees lately and it's been like really cold, but it was like a warm day, so I was like really happy about that. We got on set and there's just a bunch happening, and it's right by our community college that is right there, so there's like kids walking back and forth like on the like street, like going to classes and stuff like that, and there's like cars driving past and stuff, and then there's just this huge movie set right there, and there's a bunch of people stopping and asking like,
what is this for? What's happening? What's going on? What movie is it? Who's in it?
and stuff like that. I guess like to me, like it didn't really bother me, but like to all the people who were like working the set and everything, like all the crew, you could tell that it was really important that they weren't in the shots, that they were quiet when they were rolling, stuff like that. So we filmed the first scene I was in, and it was insane because I didn't realize how much work really went into this. Like, if you are just an extra that they casted, or if you are a professional actor or actress, it like doesn't matter your skill level, it literally takes so long. Like, they really make sure it is absolutely perfect, so it took so long for us to finish the first scene, and then finally they like got it. I guess it was perfect. It was exactly how they want. They have enough footage to where they can pick which one they like best. I don't know really how it works, but we did it. And then they took me and the rest of us back to get changed for the actual role that we're supposed to be in. Got changed for that, and I grabbed a drink of water because I was literally standing there for and then went back out, and we started doing the next scenes, plural. So we started doing that, and it was really like insane to be working so closely with a professional like actor, like a celebrity. And it was weird because it wasn't scary, it wasn't like, oh, so nervous, like they're just people. And he was like, it sounds like really cliche, really gross, I'm gross. But it was just like normal. Like, I don't know. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared. Nobody else was either. It was like everyone was having a really good time, and Seth Rogen's funny. So I was laughing. I was just really comfortable the whole time, and I'm really glad that it was like that, and I wasn't like completely like freaking out the whole time. Everyone was so nice. Like, the crew coming over and talking to us because we were standing there for so many hours and like asking us like, are you in school? Like, what are you studying? What's your favorite movie? Stuff like that. Like, everyone was just really great, and it was like a really good experience, and it was definitely something that I'm always going to remember, because who knows if I'll ever get this opportunity again. It was amazing. And so what if I miss my Bible exam? I'll have so many other Bible exams. Who cares if I miss my English class? I have English class 3 times a week. It was definitely something that I was really happy that I prioritized and put ahead of some other things. I feel like at this stage in my life, it's all about like what I need to do. Sometimes we have to remember to like take a step back. College years are definitely the years that are going to be the best years of your life, and you want to make sure you have like a lot of memories. Like, so far I do have so many, but it was just really great to have been able to add this into my list of experiences that I get to leave with. So it took 2 hours in preparation before I even got to the first scene. And then after spending 7 hours filming and everything, they finally let us get a break, and we went to go eat lunch. And this was around, I don't know, I feel like it was around like 4, but we ate, and I got to talk to a bunch of different people, a bunch of different ages and backgrounds. Some of them were just there for fun. Some of them really take acting seriously, and they really have a passion for it, and they want to make it into a career one day. So it was really cool to get to talk to a bunch of different people who've traveled from different states just to do this. It was definitely really cool to get to meet all these people and like just share different experiences with them, and get to see like how it is like for people who are really pursuing this as like a career, like whose dream it is to be an actor. But it was definitely really cool to get to talk to people who travel from different states to be featured in a bunch of different movies and stuff like that. So that was really cool too. After we ate, we talked, and it was about an hour. We got to do that. We thought we were gonna have to go back out, but it had just started raining, and I know we were all so exhausted. Everyone was so tired. I literally felt like I was gonna fall asleep in my chair, but thank the Lord in heaven above, they let us leave. And I know it sounds like, why would I want to leave? Like, I wish I could have stayed, but honestly, I was so stressed out and so exhausted. I was so ready to go home. I was so ready to go home. And I did. I got in my car, I got in Lady Lancer, and I whipped it back home because it was Halloween, and I had a group costume to participate in, and I was really excited to be able to do that in my school's Midnight Madness to celebrate basketball season, getting all started up, and a lot of my really close friends are on the basketball team. So I was really excited that we got to dress up and do that. You can still see my Pink Ladies jacket hanging there. We had the T-birds, and we had all the Pink Ladies. It was a lot of fun. So I was really excited that I still got to do that. And also, I really needed to study for my Bible exam because I was taking it the next day, which was Thursday. It was the day after, in the morning, and I had not really prepared for a lot of it because I was so stressed out, and I needed to do my Spanish homework, and I needed to do my English homework, and I was just really stressed. And I got back to my dorm right after Midnight Madness, and I looked over my Bible notes for just a couple minutes, and I finished my Spanish homework, and I immediately went to go take a shower, and I passed out. I was so out. I did not really study. I was so exhausted. It was such a long day. The next day I did take my Bible exam. It wasn't that bad. I turned my Spanish homework in. I did my English assignment. All is well in the universe. And honestly, after everything that happened, I wouldn't have done anything differently if I had the chance. I'm so beyond blessed to say that I was in a movie with Seth Rogen, because not a lot of people could say that. I guess a lot of people could say that, but most people can't say that. And so I'm just really thankful that I was able to do something like that. So yeah, that was my experience being casted as an extra role in a new Seth Rogen movie that is coming out. And that's all I have for you guys. So bye.